What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your 6-star bronze preview of Seth Freakin Rollins. He is an aggressive showboat of the modern era variety, of course. No special link or gear right now other than the typical modern era and Raw, but you've got to imagine with this gimmick, he is going to have gears galore at some point. Just guessing. He is a trainer, and he is an insane freaking trainer, right? At 26K, any color gems do 40% more damage, and moves that create Juggernaut gems will create one more Juggernaut gem. That means you pair this trainer with the coach Streak Goldberg, you get 2 more Juggernaut gems. Anybody else thinking of characters this will work on amazing right now? Acro Bianca? Anyone, right? Yeah, and about a dozen others that he is going to be a vital trainer for. So, I've got a couple different movesets for you. The first one I think is the most fun. On the bottom, Ripcord Knee Strike, 147,400 damage, and increase your red gem damage by 150% for 1 turn. In the middle, the Diving Knee Strike, deal 177,243 damage and modify a massive 6x6 random area into reinforced gems. Boss battle, anyone? And then deal on the pedigree on top, deal 178,666 damage and make 40 random gems into red gems. That means the entire board, almost, and 150% additional damage. So, Entourage, we are going to do something interesting because he's only 6 MP charge on these. So Davey Boy at his new max trainer ability is red gems do 45% more damage and red moves start with 2 more MP. Piper is red gems do 40% more damage and red moves start with 2 more MP. Then you've got Stacy for red gems do 12k and Hall of Fame Yoko for reinforced gems do 100% more damage. Obviously, we're going for gem damage galore. On the strap, this is my new Scopely preview strap, which means it is a 30% gem damage, but I do have double Fury 2. And addition, this has 149% more red move damage, but we're going for gems. On the skill plates, I did go slightly more like higher plates on this because he is a premium character. You've got the Bulldog plate. Whenever you generate 10 or more reinforced gems, increase your red gem damage by 75% for 3 turns. That's stackable, guys. Plus yellow gem damage, which will play into this plate. Because even though he doesn't really need the yellow, we're going to go ahead and put the Sheriff's plate on him so that whenever you create 15 or more red gems, you get an additional 30 yellow gems. This is going to be insane. Let's see how he does on the road. All right, we're out on the road against LWO Eddie Showboat so that we can get the most amount of health out of this as possible here. And so we're going to play it just like we said. We're going to start with the Ripcord Knee Strike, which is going to bump your red gem damage. So now with the bump, they are already at 113,000 per gem. But we're not done because we're going to lay down the reinforced gems, which is going to prop the Bulldog plate. So now you have reinforce and they're at 170,000. And now we're going to turn those with the pedigree, which is not actually doing too bad a move damage on its own. Plus it's creating 40 random red gems. They're all reinforced. Hall of Fame Yoko's making those worth 100% more damage when it hits on the reinforced gem side of things. And right there with the Sheriff's plate, in addition to everything else, we hit 13.6 million turn 1. Yes, he is freaking good. That's an amazing moveset. Let's check out another, though, just for fun. All right, we're out here with one other moveset. I'll show you one more after this. This is the other gem damage build. So on the bottom here, we have the Sling Blade, which deals 99,358k damage and increases your yellow MP by 10. And, because it's a combo move, you will then deal additional 99,358 damage and increase your green damage by 200% for one turn. Then you've got your Chokehold. It's a submission, generate 40 random sub gems, and do 201k damage for 3 turns while submission gems are on the board, and remaining submission gems turn into Reinforce. Then your finisher, the Stomp, yellow finisher, deal 536k damage and make 35 reinforced gems into green gems, and of course, you pin the opponent. Entourage here, we do need to start loaded with Mr. Steel here. So George the Animal for MP. You've got Booker for flat green gem damage at 12k. Lex Wolfpack for an additional 12k. And then we're leaving on Yokozuna Hall of Fame for that additional reinforced gem damage. I am not changing out the plates or the straps. The green move damage isn't going to matter right there. And you're not going to proc this plate in a way that super helps, other than it also then feeds the Cody plate if you hit the reds. But you're not going to hit the reds with this one. So ignore this piece for this build. It's not as important. So let's see him against Eddie Guerrero here. Interesting entrance. I'll let you see it this time here. He does the nice little shimmy shake dance right there, which I think is quite hilarious. So you're loaded turn 1. You should be in most modes. Obviously, you're going to have to watch for your feud. You're going to bump the gems right here. So now that increases your gem damage. So now your greens are at 123,597. You're going to lay down your sub. It's only 3 turns, so it's going to prevent him, if he gets a match or whatever, he's still not going to be loaded for the next turn. And then you're going to recycle flawlessly. So whatever he breaks right here, he's just hitting some of your reinforced gems. So now you're going to hit the Stomp, take 35 of these into green gems, and pin the opponent. So let's see how this one hits. Same animation we're used to, but it's always beautiful. Hit most of the board. Green gems at 200%. That one was a little over 4 million. So nowhere near the power that we had on the triple red. Nowhere near. Plus, he did actually end up getting his moves. And Eddie's moves are just super, super long, especially the 3 amigos right there. So I'll show you, what happens with it. But you're getting the idea of this one, right? You don't need to see me finish the match per se, but let's see if we can get some additional better gem on the board or anything along those lines. But see, it only procs for 1 turn, so you're not stacking anything, unfortunately. The other way you could play this is buff the sub, right? You could use William Regal. You could use your traditional green submission, your Logan Pauls, your Ali, and just go straight for a big sub build at 201k. That's not a small sub. If you buff it up there, you could easily get it up to at least 1 million. But even with your trainers, you're only going to be doing 4 turns, so it's not going to be, I think, as good that way. And once again, you're hitting for about 4-ish million. So still nice, still powerful, nowhere near the output that we saw on triple red. So I have one last move set I want to show you, and then we'll call this one good. All right, we're out here with our last move set, and this one I think has the potential to be the most interesting, although I think triple red is still your way to go. So on the bottom, we're going to put the straight side kick, deal 178,666 damage, and increase your yellow move damage by 200% for one turn. Now, by itself, that's not super interesting with this being in the 536K range, but this is what makes it interesting. Deal 249,000 damage and choose a 1x5 area to swap yellow. So it's not random, it's choose, and then your finisher, deal 536k damage, make 35 reinforced gems to green. We're not worried about the making green right now. This is a self-filling move damage. Yeah. So on the entourage side of things, we want to get as much yellow move damage as possible. So you're going to put your trick Asuka in there. Yellow moves start with 2 more MP. More importantly, yellow moves that deal damage at max trainer 26k would be 100%, minus 65. Also, then I'm putting in Rocky. For any color moves that deal damage, will deal 50% more damage. There are some other trainers in the mix. You could tell me in the comments section why I couldn't see them, but I could not find the yellow move damage trainer, the one that does 150%. There should be one. I swear I'm blind, but either way, maybe Asuka's the one that goes there. You could also, of course, put in your Showboat Kofi so that your buff move starts loaded turn 1 as well. Then you're doing some K-Quick for yellow finishers, do 30% more damage, and Hall of Fame Andre for yellow moves do 10% more damage. The strap, we are changing gears from Fury 2 to Takedown 2. I do not have a 200% yellow move damage, so obviously that would be a good one. So only 56% right there. With everything, yours is going to hit a lot harder if you get this set up right. Plus, as I showed, this is a gem damage strap, not a move damage strap, so you could still get some more move damage there. In terms of plates, you really don't want anything that moves the pin bar, so don't throw any of the ones where if you make gems, you break gems, blah, blah, blah. This moveset fills itself. The real big one to go for would be one of those ultimate plates. It's a Ghostbuster plate. I forget, it's either Fluffy Phantasm or it's the Ghost Smasher. Either way, you'll know it when you see it. It's the one that is basically the yellow version of the Sheik plate. Every time you make a yellow move go off, you increase your yellow move damage by 100%. So adding that into him would make this even more interesting. But let's see how he does one more time on the road against Eddie Guerrero. All right, as you can see, with the 2 MP and the tour perks, you're 5 out of 6, so you don't quite have this loaded first turn. So we are going to go ahead and set this off, but with all of the tricks, you're doing about 2 million damage on the finisher right now. You're doing about 400k there, and you're doing another 600k there. So before you hit anything else, you're seeing a, 3-4 million hit. You're going to want to drop this where you're not going to cascade as much as possible. We'll see how, yep, see how that goes, because that did not work in our favor. And now Eddie's going to do his really long animations unless, oh, thank goodness, he cascaded as well. All right, so this would be a better approximation now if you have, better tour perks going on, or, if you put in your different trainers to start out loaded turn 1. So we're going to go ahead and buff the damage. So that's going to hit. You got your straight sidekick, 200%. Now you're talking 6 million on the finisher and another 1.9 million on the snap suplex. But if I can do this right, if we can not cascade, let's see, go right back to the same spot and see if I don't mess it up again. No, we did it. All right, so now we buff it again. Now's when it gets interesting. We don't have enough pin bar. I mean, we could try it one more time just to see, but now you're at 10 million on the finisher, and he's only got 11 million health. So this is going to wipe him out either way. I just want to see if we can do this right. It's a long shot, but yep, there it is. So I would have finished him off. Now we're just going to go in one more time. He's going to get a couple moves off. So as you can see, if things go right, you're hitting about 13 million turn one. The problem for me is there's a lot more that can go wrong with this than with the triple red move set. That one is just my go-to. I love that one. So let's finish him off. We're going to buff the move. We're just going to go straight into this, and it's back to 6 million because you lose the buff. So that's all right, though. We're going to finish him. I doubt he gets up from that. Life's good. That is your 3 move sets for Seth Rollins. Now, let Rusty and I tell you what we think about him in the after party.
What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Rusty and Lee from Champions Chat coming to you with a special edition, our second preview in the Winter of Wonder series, and we are looking at brand new Showboat Seth Freakin Rollins.
Oh yeah, that's
What's
right.
up, Lee? I guess that's like our thing. Is like
that's the podcast intro. Yeah. So I got to do a preview. We worked on it together. For those who are unsure, what's the difference between Champions Chat and other of the amazing content creators out there? It's that we do things in tandem, and we're going to unpack them afterwards. So if you're still watching at this point, that's what this is. This is kind of the after conversation. If you just wanted the preview, you had that. You can turn off now, but we're going to talk about the character.
This is a Winter of Wonder party, and you can tell that Lee and I are wearing our best drip, our best winter
in honor of
drip.
Seth Freakin Rollins.
That's right. Well, hey, what was your first impressions of Seth Rollins? We got to just watch this gameplay of you, but we're just wondering, now you came down off the preview high. What are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
Definitely a worthy add to the Showboat class. I think he's definitely a premium character. He's got a few different builds that are interesting. But even more than that, the gem damage on him. So other Showboats, I feel like recently have been very move damage based. Obviously, very versatile. Your Undertaker,
Mystery
your
of Darkness,
Carmelo.
Undertaker, Carmelo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this guy's got multiple different colors that he turns with reinforce. And so Rusty, boss battle man, he's going to be an amazing boss battle character going forward. What do you think?
Well, I'll share this. My first impression of him was inaccurate. My first impression of him when we got the poster today and I began to play around with movesets, I thought, this is a glorified version of King of Kings Triple H. I'm seeing red moves, yellow moves, green moves. I'm seeing reinforced gems. I'm seeing a sub move, and I'm seeing a move called a pedigree. How is this not just an updated Triple H? Did they just change the name on the card? Well, right. I was wrong. My first impression. No, don't trust your first impressions. Really play with a character, try out some different things, and see what they're capable of. This character, this superstar, is capable of, like you said, flexibility, versatility, but also high fun and high damage. And that's a hard matrix a lot of times to really crack into in Champions. So I'm excited.
That's right. What movesets did you enjoy? What was your most fun? You said high fun. What was your most fun?
I'm curious to hear yours as well, but I am notoriously a slow feuder, and I thought this sling blade to charge the stomp, but then to like hang off, hit the chokehold, do that sub damage for a long turn, and then the next turn hit that stomp. Like that's just my probably style. I enjoy that. So to not use the sub move to me felt like a shame.
Gotcha.
I don't know. When I got to play around with Triple Red though, I was like, oh man, this is so good. So to lure me away from a sub move takes a lot. Yeah.
Right.
And I think it did. How about you?
Yeah, Triple Red was the clear winner for me. Triple Red is going to be pretty easy to get loaded turn one in most modes. It's 6 MP across the board. You've got a buff on your gem damage. It's not going to stack in most modes, but it can emboss if you do it right.
Ooh.
And then it just hits so hard. With now, I did use two premium plates, or more premium anyway. Oh, hi, that's my birthday balloons right there. That's how
Celebrate.
nice. I did
Winter
use
of
two.
Wonder.
That's right. But anyway, he hit for 17 million, or no, 13 million turn one. So anybody
13
who can
million
hit
turn one.
13, 14 million turn one is pretty exciting to me. Because again,
Yeah.
six silver, ours is a six bronze preview. Six silver, that means he hits in the 20 plus million easy turn one.
So, and let me ask you this. For people that are still watching at this point, and I think probably everyone, we're so charismatic, they would, how could
That's
they
right.
not? So you call them premium plates, but I would say as I watched your gameplay and your preview, I thought, okay, these plates were recently attainable
Yeah.
by a sizable portion of the community that are
Yeah.
playing more competitively and that would probably be interested in seeing what he's really capable of.
Yeah.
Tell us about, I mean, so it was the Bulldogs Bracers
Yep.
plate, right? And the Sheriff's badge. We have to
Yeah.
always find a way to point it back to Cody. But
Of course.
like, do you feel like those are like plates that are fairly, I mean, they
Yeah.
are rare, but are they still in the community?
I mean, they're going to be fairly accessible. I think the Bulldog Bracer is probably actually the more rare of the two, just because of the way the zombie event in October went. You could actually get the Sheriff's Plate twice if you did it right. So,
True. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, neither of them are necessary, but they're definitely adding, and especially the Bulldog Bracer because it jumps your red gem damage every time you make reinforce, and
Right.
so that's big. That's big with this character. The middle move set that I did, which was the one that you actually suggested and sent over, other than triple red, it just wasn't hitting hard enough. It was
Right.
4 million. I might have been doing it wrong. People in the comment section can tell me how I missed it, but that wasn't it. And then there was the triple yellow, and I think that's the one that's probably the most interesting. That's the one where you start talking premium plates, because that Ghostbuster plate that's functionally the chic plate but yellow, if you get
Ah,
that in the mix, it could hit pretty hard. But as our friend Merrick's will probably point out in his preview, it's very cascade prone.
right.
Very cascade prone.
Yeah, so some builds it feel kind of like a Frankenstein build. You're like, if I can get this very specific combo to happen,
Right.
really big things happen. But
Yes.
we don't often see that. Hey, let me ask you this: head to head, powerhouse Braun Strowman triple red
Ooh.
versus Seth Rollins triple red. Uh,
Ooh.
any thoughts on how those two would compare, or contrast?
Ooh.
I know
Um,
you weren't planning to answer
yeah, I
that
know, I
question. That's a
know. So
curveball for you.
both are easily turn one. Braun is going to be a stun lock turn one, and then he's going to destroy you the next turn. So really it's turn two, but the stun lock, unless you have an anti-stun strap, you're done. If you face Braun and he gets his stun off, you're done.
But Seth is
Um,
faster, you're
but
saying.
Seth is faster, I'd think, with that.
And does the payoff move, the big hit, is it higher damage with Seth than it is with Braun?
No, no, actually, I mean they're
Okay.
they're similar. I mean, at 6-star silver, both are hitting in that 20 million
Okay.
plus range. So either one, and the great thing is, since they're different classes, you can run them differently. The bad thing is they're both there's that balloon again.
What
They're
is it? You
both
keep doing something with
aggressive.
your fingers to make the balloons
It's whenever
appear.
I do this. So they're both aggressive. So you're not going to use both of them in boss battles, the biggest trick, but you could use both of them in feud and see some massive lineups with that.
Well, I think that's about it for our Seth. Okay, so like earlier I called him Seth Freakin Rollins, but truly the poster's name is Seth Rollins Freakin.
Freaking. Yeah.
So let's
And
be
he's
sure.
he's
Oh,
dancing.
oh.
That's right.
All right.
Wow.
Well, that wraps up our preview. Lee, carry us out.
Well, thanks for sticking around for this. Be sure to log in. No, that's not the right word. Like, subscribe, share this with your faction. Just keep coming to these Champion Chats videos because we're going to keep making interesting content, and we sure appreciate you. Bye.